I guess maybe time began with Elvis. I think Elvis is interesting in that you can trace so much back to him and his story. He's kind of like a seed, and like rock and roll and celebrity and all the things around that kind of grown from that seed.
You got someone with like so much charisma and is very charismatic. I feel like in this generation of music, I personally feel you don't really have anyone like that. I've seen videos of him walking into the room and people fainting. Like, I ain't seen that happen to anyone else, do you know what I mean? So I think for me, it's just that charisma, that kind of like, you are like, in my head, I see like a superstar. You got artists today that are like, yeah, you're a big artist and like you're massive around the world, but like a superstar where like, if you walk in a room, it's like shut down.
I mean, I think it's similar to like the whole thing with like the Beatles. Elvis is America's Beatles.
Kind of, I think he's a kind of starting point for a lot of people. And there's so much about him that we still don't know about. I think he's similar to Dylan in that respect, where you can kind of see a picture of him a million times, but still not know exactly who they were.
I wish to promote you, Mr. Presley. Tomorrow, all of America will be talking about my war.
Who the hell is that?
Elvis Presley.
There's this maybe class of especially 50s musicians and figures in like pop culture, actors and stuff, who almost kind of bridge the gap between that post-war, maybe golden age Hollywood, that kind of almost so far away that it is like kind of mythical, and then something that we're a little bit more, a time we're more familiar with, like the 60s and stuff. I look at Elvis and James Dean and Marilyn Monroe in a similar vein, is that bridging that kind of gap. It's still, yeah, shrouded in mystery, even though there's countless films and books and all that kind of stuff.
Also, like, styles come in waves and maybe recycled every 20, 30 years, it shows. And his keeps coming back, keeps cycling back.
A lot of people are kind of scared of what people think, and like they don't really want to like be seen as like too much, or like they don't want to kind of like be themselves. So I feel like with him being himself, like the dances and all of that type of stuff is like, not many people have the confidence, you know what I mean? Like you gotta have the set of finesse to kind of like wear the clothes and look the part, you know? Because it's all good kind of like looking at it, but do you believe it? And I feel like with Elvis, you can kind of believe it. It's like, you're the guy. Like you can tell that he's the guy.
I think he's almost seen less as a musician wholly now and as more as a kind of pop icon.
Are you ready to fly?
I'm ready. Ready to fly.
Tomorrow, all of America will be talking about Elvis Presley.
Where's it try not to move around so much during the tape?
I have a playlist that I started a long time ago on Spotify of like songs that I would cover, and I Can't Help Falling in Love is on it, but I still think it's like just such a beautiful song.
If I could cover an Elvis song, I would cover Heartbreak Hotel. And I like the fact that it's kind of like very slow and very like intimate. It's like one of those ones, it's like a ballad, you can just kind of like sit down and listen to it. And there's a juxtaposition, because people look at a hotel as like relaxing time and like you spend time in a hotel. Well, that's how I see a hotel, it's like kind of like you're sparring, you're chilling, like, but in heartbreak is like really like bad, like for people. So it's like, you got the heartbreak and then you got the hotel. The juxtaposition between two of the things I think really like stand out to me. That's why I like the name a lot.
Kind of almost set up this blueprint of, you know, kind of rock star meets film star meets heartthrob, and you know how many times have we seen it over the years since? People who can do it all, which I find really fascinating.
It doesn't seem like other like male celebrities or artists at that time took those risks and like made that big of a splash in the fashion world. Even though he was a musician.
And guys used to kind of have their hairs like him and like their clothing. So I think like he definitely influenced a lot of like that look. Of like just not really caring and just being out there.
My darling, I've hungered for your touch.
Reverend once told me, when things are too dangerous to say, sing.
Time goes by
I'm on before the sun,
so slow,
and nobody's gonna remember me.
can do so much.
I need to get back to who I really am.
Still more.
I saw the trailer in theaters the last time I saw a movie, like a couple weeks ago. And I like Austin Butler. Growing up on Disney, knowing him, it's just through that. And I saw I think he was at the Met Gala, and he was kind of still in character, people were saying, which is funny. But I'm excited to see his take.
I devour music biopics ever since seeing the Walk the Line, the Johnny Cash one. There's been so many, and I think from what I've seen from the trailers, it looks pretty amazing. And it's telling the story that I would like to see told. That origin kind of story and that kind of lightning in a bottle type thing. And I'm sure Elvis, like many artists that we've talked about, some of these phases in their life that would be interesting stories to tell. But I just find that first era, I guess pre-going to national service era, is like the most explosive and the most interesting time, probably the most dangerous and most kind of sexy time for Elvis, at least. And I think the casting's been pretty good. Austin Butler was amazing in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I thought he was great. And I think Tom Hanks as the Colonel was like perfect.
We are the same, you and I. We are two odd, lonely children reaching for eternity.
Elvis has left the building.